It's Tuesday, 31st of January. I've had a long weekend, so I'm going to ease myself back into the charts. It's my first day back since Thursday, so at least 4 days away from the computer. Moving on to the high time frame. So the daily. Zoom out. So it looks like on Friday we had the high touched, and just by here we have Monday's trading, a down bar which formed an evening star. So we have bearish signs come back into the market on the daily. To switch to bullish, as in markup, price still needs to get above this high. We're still in a dealing range, and we've marked out the 3-day high and 3-day low. So price currently on the 4 hour. This morning I've marked out the scenarios on the 4 hour and also the break of structure. So we now have a break of structure which is actually in line with an old 4 hour break of structure just by here, and that's pushed the market back into decline on the 4 hours. So the scenarios look like this. You could see a pullback to this zone and a continuation on the downside. Now there has been 2 touches of this zone. However, because this broke, we've only got 1 touch, so it can remove that. It kind of invalidates this freshness. So the zone is still fresh, and even if price did come back up to here, we should anticipate price to go back down. So that's the markup for this scenario. Price could touch this zone again and bounce off it and then flow through, but because we've had 2 touches, it's likely to break through it quite rapidly now and potentially come back and touch it again and drop to the lows. So I'm expecting this area down here, that's why they put the eye down here, to be touched next. Onto the, I've always done that, the 1 hour. So I can get rid of this X, I can get rid of this freshness. I don't know why these have come back. So on the 1 hour, we have the touch marked out by the 4 hour here. With the 1 hour, we get more accurate with the break structure. We've had the break and retest, so price broke out, we tested, and now it's going lower. So right now on the 4 hour and the 1 hour, we are in decline, and all 3 time frames line up with that narrative. So we should be looking for lower prices at this point. I'll come back on the hour later on in the day with some further markups on this, so I've still got to do some work on that. On the 15 minute, the overnight Asian range, so 8 o'clock is around here. We do have this high just by here, so I've marked this high to this low, and this became the range overnight. So we're currently in an area where price is just about to break it, we need to see this candle go above it really and close for it to mark that out. But we're still in that kind of range area marked out by this area here. So this isn't valid yet. We can't mark it up until we see a bit more clarity in the price action. So we're just waiting for that to play out right now. But it is Tuesday. We should expect to see the reversal, hopefully. I've not looked at the news yet, and I just need to start my daily report card, so this is just me setting up, getting back into the swing of it. That'll do for now. It's just coming up to 10 to 8 in New York. On the 4 hour, you can see how price dropped into the discount area. We're currently back into premium on that side of things. The hour, we had this huge expansion down. So this area here, we can mark that as supply coming into the market. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. It's actually a bearish order block as well, and we've got a nice fair value gap just by here. So this mitigation that we're seeing right now, price hit the support and resistance zones, and we've got one touch appeared there, so you can see where it was drawn. It's this one here, and this other one goes all the way back to when's this? January 23rd ish. So it's quite a sensitive spot. But I like the fact that we got this bearish move here. It's a really strong move going down on the hour. So if we set that to a 1 hour supply, got a clear strong move there. On the 15 minute, you can see from this morning slight adjustment. Initially I had the bullish move on the order float set on this high. That was at 7 o'clock on the Asian range from last night. This is 8 o'clock, so we had a low and a pullback into this area. It's created this range by here, and as you can see, price tracks back up into that area, and we get candles close above it. So fails to get higher, and then we see this nice bearish move by here. So we have a break in structure at this level. This becomes the current support and resistance on 15 minute. On the 5 minute, we have, I'm going to draw it now, a clear 5 minute market maker buy model just by there. Set that to 5 minutes. I'm going to set these so they only show on the 15 minute, because it's confusing me a bit. Okay, so we've done the buy side, and if we just put in the sell side just by there, that sets the area that we're really interested in, which is just by here. So on the higher time frame, that's a bearish order block, but it's definitely an area which is going to create a 15 minute bearish candle, which we want to see, and then another break structure here somewhere. There is news today around 10 o'clock, I think it is. Just check my Daily report card. Yeah, 10 a.m. CMB Consumer Confidence, high impact news. This week it is non-farm payroll, so if we don't get any move today, I'm likely going to move to the sidelines for the rest of the week and just observe what's going on. So I'll just switch that to the 5 minute support and resistance zone. That's around this mark here. So we're looking to see if we get a pullback into this this region. So that's in alignment with what we're seeing on 15 minute and 5 minute, and also this from this range that we've got currently. This is within that 62 to 79% retracement. So I want to see price come back up to here to this point, and we get a 15 minute candle, 5 minute break structure. That would be an entry point for me as a sell. It's just gone 8:30 in the morning for New York, and you can see from the 15 minute we had this huge thrust up from this support and resistance zone. It's hit the area, the 82% retracement, but we still need to see this candle, I would say, close, just to see what happens to it. At the moment it could potentially go higher and take out these highs. If it does that, we're actually shifting structure again on the 1 hour. Whether it does that though, still waiting for it to play out. But as you can see at the moment, it looks like it shot into the supply just above 79% retracement, and it's being pushed back down again. On the 5 minute, you can see it's a nice big bearish candle forming there at the moment. If it broke below these lows, that's a break, and then we could go in on a break and retest, I think. And I'm gonna sit here and watch to see what happens with price for the time being. It's coming up to 8:45 New York time, and on the 4 hour we can see I've just put this fib between this high and this low. So this is the current range that we've got at the moment. You can see our price is just coming back into premium, and within here we've got a fair value gap. So this is a bearish order block that we see here. On the 1 hour, our current dealing range, we've struck the bottom of the internal range. It went outside it and hit this support and resistance block zone, and that became one touch. Ever since here to the left, Wednesday last week, this became a new area of support. Now this is our first touch, and responded accordingly. Now, if that's the case, we have a new area of support, then we should almost expect this type of reaction. And as we drop down to the 15 minute, I would say around this area here, where the mouse is where we had a shift in structure when price broke above it. It comes back down and it's gone up. Now I'm still short, at least on the 4 hour right now, though we do have this small area here, which could be a potential breaker. It's in alignment with this area right now. The 1 hour looks like it's trying to break, but we do have this fair value gap here, so I'm not sure what's going to happen here right now. It's a bit random for me, but you can clearly see by the 5 minute how the price hit that low, that zone on the 1 hour, and we have a break of structure here. Could have used that on the pullback. So we have a rally, base rally. That's a break and retest just by that. So there was an opportunity to get in, and that was at 7 o'clock this morning. Now when I'm looking at the markets, I'm not looking at it with this much detail, so I need to think that one through. It's just coming up to 10 to 1 in New York time. Lunch hour's almost over. We're going into the afternoon session. On the daily, the lows of the 3-day were taken out, and price has reversed, at least on the lower time frames. We're back into an area of premium prices, maybe, as we get down into the lower time frames. I've done a bit of tidying up on the charts so that on each time frame you're only seeing the zones relevant to that time frame right now. I want to see how that plays out in terms of my analysis. It's a bit less going on the charts. You can see how this morning price was heading towards the lows. It got to the discount area based on this low to this high, and since come back to this zone. So this is now the second touch. You can see how price has reacted to it, at least on the current bar on the 4 hour. Zoom into the hourly. The hour has broke structure, so we're back into markup on the hour. That didn't happen until 9 o'clock New York time. Right now, the opposite end of this, so we've got this range formed just by here. This is the external range on the other side. The external range is just down by here. You can see how price actually came back to these two areas here. So there's clearly a lot of orders around this area, and this is another zone which was created by this markup on the 1 hour. This is going back to 10th of January. So there's the first touch, which kind of pushes us back up to the 4 hour support and resistance zone. So we've got a second touch now starting to come in, and right now, so we do have this high, low, higher, high happening right now. This could just all be manipulation. It's too early to say. But for now, we have to assume that on the hour, we're in markup. When you drop down to the 15 minute, so I did the markup overnight, the Asian range, you can see how we have the high, the low, the higher high, and then the break of structure, which formed this this support and resistance zone just by here, and a nice movement of price. So big moves going down created the sell side imbalance, there wasn't really a nice clean area to mark up a break of structure on the 15-minute, though if we go from this high, so low, to this high, price broke here. So this became almost an area of stops up above. So to me it feels like manipulation that's happening right now. But one of the things I need to add into my analysis is keeping an eye on these zones on the 15-minute, because they're highly sensitive, and look at bars around these areas, because we have a rally going on here, and then demand came in. So this is a base rally. This is one of the patterns in the Profit X series, and so we had a break and retest effectively of this demand zone, and we've had so far we've had 2 touches. So this was the 8:30 candle. You can see how there was aggressive move upwards. We have a basing candle here, so this is effectively a break, and we could get a retest. All of this area, we're going to keep an eye on what's going on. I think it's too early to say, but we've got a high, a low, a higher high, and there's lots of wicks around this area. I really don't like this price action that I'm seeing here. So the rally come in 9:30. We have a pin bar all the way down, back down to the demand, and 9:45 candle was kind of reversed. Didn't really. It's just prices just bouncing up and down like this, and then a 10 o'clock candle come in when the news hit. Comes down for a second touch of this demand level. So this demand zone now, including the support and resistance zone, have been invalidated. It's a weak area. So let's put that in. This whole area is weak. So if price comes back down to this level, we should see it break through. It all depends on what happens, I think, this afternoon around this area. We've got to see what happens. But right now, we have to assume we're in markup. I'm not seeing any reversal happening yet on the lower time frames at least, and it's the same for the hour. We're currently in markup. So if we put a fib on the high, down to the low, do it this way. So we're currently into a premium end of the range, and on the 4 hour at least, where we're seeing how it's coming into this zone here. Oops. Oops. No, I'm not seeing any supply apart from this. I think we could call this potentially a tweezer tops or an inside bar, just by that. And the same for this one here, we've got an inside bar. So there is supply there. We've just got to see if this holds. If it doesn't hold, then price is clearly going for the highs up here, and it's the 3-day high again. So this was Monday's high, even though on the daily we've got an evening star just by here. Might turn out that it's false positive, possibly. If it goes above these highs, it's more than likely it's going to go above these highs, and it's just unfolding, and we're going to go back into a bullish move on the daily from the looks of things. But too early to say. We've got to watch and see what price does. It's just gone 4 p.m. New York time. We're looking at the high time frame charts. So looks to me as though price is heading for the 3-day high. The moment price gets above here, I think we can submit to price going above the highs on the daily, which means we're switching towards markup. I'll adjust these in the morning. Just got to let price do what it's going to do overnight. Right now, when you look at the hour, we've got a huge upwards movement. It's just flown through this support resistance zone that's been marked out here. So there's a lot of strength in the market going for higher prices, I think. On the lower time frame, as you can see, 8:30 candle. We had find where my mouse is. 8:30 candle. We had a lot of strength coming into the market after a rally and a basing candle and a rally. There was demand coming. This markup here is the Asian range from overnight, and just heading back to the. We'll do it on the 4 hour. You can see here this is the equilibrium between this this low and this high that we have up here, and price did drop down to that. Back on the 15 minute, we had this break structure just after 8 o'clock, and a retracement into that support resistance zone marked out by the Asian range. So really it comes down to trusting what you see in the markets. If the higher time frame is telling you its price is in a discount, then you should anticipate a break of structure on the lower time frame like we've got here on the 5 minute. So this was at 6 o'clock in the morning. As we hit 7 p.m, price actually broke structure on the 5 minute. So we had big candles. That was the main thing, and then we had a base. So there's a rally, a base, rally, and a retest. So it's a break and retest on the 5 minute, and that set up the trading for the day. So there's the takeaway from it is on the lower time frame. If you see a break and retest in the right place, for instance, on the higher time frame, it's showing price coming in a discount. If the break and retest is in the right direction, as in it goes bullish, that's a strong indication that the market's starting to shift, and we should be quite dynamic in the way that we shift our attention to higher prices. And where is price going to? Right now, on the 5 minute, if we look at this, you can see just by zooming out there, it's just carried on going up. Now, going back to this area down here, if we just take a long position, so after 7 p.m, price breaks, we go back to the retest. We have this demand zone just by here. Now, even if we just placed our entry just behind it, we have this area up above just by here. That could have been our target, and shifting price up so the projection up to here. That's a 7 to 1 trade just on that move there, and you can see how price expanded. We get a basing candle in this region on the 5 minute. On the 15 minute, it looks a lot much nicer. Then this is the 8 o'clock candle on the 15 minute. We have the 10 o'clock
candle. So 9:30 first of all is a high test or low test bar, pin bar, and same for the 10 hour, sorry, 10 a.m. candle. And we have two touches of this this zone, so it breaks through, comes back, touches it once, touches it a second time, and price carries on going up. So the signs were there. If we just take this as just as an example, we go all the way up to here. That's almost 20 to 1 in terms of potential trade there. So that's a retirement trade, and these types of things happen quite often. So yeah, the takeaway is trust what your eyes see. So bottom up, 5 minute stroke 15 minute. We want to be asking questions like, has price broke? And then other questions will be, are there any large candles? So like we've just described down here, we have, we'll do it at the 5 minute. So we have large candles. If you look to the left, it's pretty sideways here, and then we get the evidence where it's going from this large candles here. This is where the volatility comes in. And is there any basing candle? So we've got a large candle, and then we have our basing candle, which gives us our supply or demand, depending on the direction that we're going. And on the high time frame, we want to be asking things: is price at a discount or at a premium? So here, when price broke, we go back to the hour. So price was all the way down here at the time. Now we would have been basing our measurement on this low and this high. So this hadn't formed at the time. This break of structure on the hour. The dealing range would have been down here. So somewhere around here we would have been in a discount. So if I just place, just as an example, just for argument's sake, if I just put the fib back on, you can see here's the equilibrium, and price was clearly into that area of discount. So everything adds up. These questions need to be asked throughout the day, I think. So once we understand, has price broke? Is there large candles? Is there a basing candle? Are we in a premium or a discount on the high time frame? We then start to ask, what is the target? So on the 1 hour, after the break, the closest high to that after here is all the way up here, and that corresponds with where price is at the moment. And we don't need to go for that on the day trade. Could be quite happy with on the 5 minute. We've taken this high just by here, even on the 15 minute. Let's see where price is right now. But yeah, that a lot of potential in that trade today, and it comes down to asking yourself the right questions every time we go back to the market. Has price broke? Are there any large candles? Is there a basing candle? How many touches of the zone have we had? This is all on the high time frame now. Is price in a premium? And what is the target? We continuously ask those questions to ourselves over throughout the day. Then that keeps us on the right side of the market, and we should be able to be more dynamic in our trading.